Hello and welcome to Chugging Along. I'm Tim.
And I'm Sam.
So yes, thank you very much for your comments on our last video where we did our final 2 locks of this 4-month-long journey from Theale to Llangollen.
In this video, we make our narrowboating dreams come true as we chug over the 2 incredible aqueducts in Wales, one of which is the tallest canal aqueduct in the world and has no safety railing, leaving us with a sheer drop 38 metres high.
It's taken a long time to get here, and we're going to tell you whether we think it was all worth it. You'll also want to stick around in this video as we go head to head in a Welsh language pronunciation contest as we get taught a lesson by 2 native speakers.
As promised, here's a photo of Claire Duro and her family playing our new canal board game, Argy Bargey. Claire won both games, beating Matt and Martha by a considerable amount of points, so well done to you, Claire.
And here is a photo of Aled and Julie playing the game, and it must be said that Aled won. This wasn't their first game though, because they had actually played the prototype of Argy Bargey because they are Henry's in-laws, and actually their daughter Abby is the person who is sending out everybody's games to people this Christmas, and if you would like your own copy there is a link in the description.
But let's get into today's cruise, where we started at the top of the New Martin locks. We made sure we went up them late the evening before because they do get very busy. There was a queue when we set off in the early afternoon.
This is just a reminder that if we do hit 10,000 subscribers, we will be sharing footage of Sam and I falling into the canal. So if you'd like to see us embarrass ourselves, you may want to subscribe.
We were really excited as the views kept getting better and better. We were now fast approaching Churk. This is English Churk. On the other side of the aqueduct, you get to Welsh Churk, where most of the action is, including the Cadbury's hot chocolate factory.
And there it is, the Churk Aqueduct, completed in 1801. Since 1848, it's had a big brother, the Churk Railway Viaduct, next to it, but more on that later.
At this point, we were about to cross the border into Wales, but before we do that, it's time for a Welsh lesson. Here's our Welsh language head-to-head with Aled and Julie.
We're going to have a competition who can pronounce these words better.
Okay, the first word is Pontcysyllte. Pontcysyllte. Sam?
Pontcysyllte.
Pontcysyllte.
That goes to Sam.
Congratulations, a clear winner. The second word is Llangollen.
Okay,
Llangollen.
I'll go first this time. Llangollen.
Llangollen.
Tim.
Would you like to say that?
Is that your strategy?
It's easy when you go first, isn't it?
Okay, the third word is dyfrbont. Dyfrbont.
Okay. The bond.
Dyfr bont.
Sam,
That means aqueduct.
Ah, okay. That's
okay.
good, yeah.
the fourth word, which means canals, is camlas. Tim,
Camlas.
Camlas.
I think that's a draw.
that's a draw.
Right,
I
okay,
thought
so
it was
one
an easy
each,
one
yeah.
actually.
The fifth word means tunnels, it's tunnelli. Tunnelli.
Tunelli.
Ooh, sounds Italian. Tunelli.
Don't say it like an Italian. That's a draw. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, the sixth word, which means bridges, is pontydd.
Pontiff.
Okay, what? Pontiff.
Again, Tim?
Pontiff.
Sam?
Pontiff.
Pontydd.
The next word, which means narrowboat, is cwch cul. Cwch cul.
Cool. Cool.
Cool. Cute.
Oh,
Yeah.
well done, that was good. You said that really well.
You know this one. Cymru.
Yes, Wales, yeah. Who's
Sam?
that? Oh, me.
That's your turn first, guys.
Oh, okay, alright. Cymru.
Cymru.
Well done, Sam.
Sam.
Well done. Oh, right, okay.
There's a lot of pressure on that one.
So this is the last
Oh my
Oh,
word,
the last
but
one.
right.
This is a cup of tea. Simple. Sam, panad. Tim, panad.
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 They were equal. Good.
Yeah.
Equal. Oh, okay.
Have we got one extra word for you?
Oh, God.
Okay, alright then.
Llanfair Pwllgwyngyll o Berich Chwyndrobwyll Llantysylio Coca-Cola.
Yes.
Right, this horse shit, I'm
It's not Scottish.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Well done, Sam.
Yay.
You're the winner. Well done.
Thank you very much.
God,
I had great
she's
teachers
won.
there. You're really good at talking some
Yeah.
pronunciation.
You've won a
there.
Welsh passport. Well done. Yeah.
Yes.
Well done, Sam. You just beat me there. But now it's time to go back to the journey. And here it is, the first and tamer of the two aqueducts, Chug. It's in a beautiful setting. And the railway viaduct may have been built in a different era, but it's still in a style where they complement each other well. It's said that the viaduct was built taller to symbolise that the railways were now the dominant form of transport. We learnt that from Dan Brown on his channel. Sort of interesting.
We were hoping that a train would come over the viaduct whilst we were crossing, but we weren't so lucky.
It's very impressive, but at just 21 metres high and without that sheer drop, we were hoping to get more of a thrill from the next one, which is nearly double the height and double the danger.
From the aqueducts, we then went straight into the Chirk tunnel, which has a towpath inside. So the area would make a great canal walk, even if you don't have a boat.
So this meant we were now in Wales and we would be spending the next week or so there.
There's Chug Marina. What a beautiful place to keep your boat.
I know we keep saying this, but things really do just get more and more beautiful the more you keep chugging on this canal. We saw a boat selling ice creams for £1, an absolute bargain, and so near to a tourist spot. Only boaters would have the soul to not rip off tourists.
And now, it was time for the Pontcysyllte Aqueduct, the moment we've all been waiting for. We were told about the sheer drop and it being thrilling, but you never really know what to expect until you get there. At this point, Marielle was already flying, and it really was a shock.
Sam was filming at the bow, whereas I was standing at the stern. After months of cruising, dealing with our first tough winter, here we were, experiencing this. The sense of danger, the natural beauty, the heritage. Surely, narrowboating doesn't get any better than this.
We were now safe from falling to our certain deaths, and in the village of Trevor, we moored in Trevor Basin.
And just like that, it was done. But was it all worth it? The answer to that is absolutely yes. People can often talk things down. But let me tell you now, that was absolutely incredible. We were chatting about it and it was probably one of the best experiences of our lives. And even if you're just gonna walk over it, we absolutely recommend going there. It is quite frankly genius. We think it's the greatest landmark in Great Britain. Tommy Telford, you've done it again.
So that's the end of today's cruise, and we actually end up going over the aqueducts a total of 6 times over the course of 3 days. And that's because after the pronunciation game we treated Aled and Julie to their own fly over the aqueducts as well, so they also got a chance to experience it as well.
Treated ourselves as well, really. It would have been a shame to have only done it twice, yeah.
And we were also very lucky because the weather was beautiful throughout, so not too bad. Join us next week as we complete our epic journey to Llangollen. And you may be thinking, where to next? Well, all will be revealed in next week's video. But for now, Tim, it's time for those all-important cruising statistics.
Okay, thank you very much, Sam. Alright, so we got some interesting stats for you here today. So we did 14 miles, which is longer than expected, and 0 locks. And that was all in 5 hours. Thus giving us an average speed of 2.8 miles an hour, which is our second highest average speed ever. And that highest average speed we had was going downstream on the Thames. So this has smashed our canal speed at 2.8, which is very impressive. Obviously 0 locks, but yeah, that now brings our trip average to 1.65 miles an hour. We're trying to get to Llangollen on a 1.5, and we have almost certainly done that. And that now means in the statistics that we've done 262 over 269 miles, but actually because of the give or take of mileage that we've been doing with these statistics, it's actually only 4 miles to go. So yeah, we are extremely close.
Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video all the way to the end. And remember, no matter what you do in life, you got to remember to keep chugging.